email that Mr. Clymer sent. And then as far as 60, that is a housekeeping legislation that we usually do yearly that allows us to do the bids to like sell certain properties that we would typically do. I think Service Sheriff and Clymer are usually the ones, and Mr. Thompson that's on that. So with the Palladino sale, he's requesting that we move work session 54 to a regular meeting agenda since it has been approved by the planning commission.
Right. And the other to move is 60?
Let's see.
Or wait until we,
He's asking for 60 since that's routine to be moved to a regular agenda as well.
okay. And we should wait until we hear from him. I don't know.
He did ask if we can move the item for TAP as well to the regular agenda, which is 61. And you have an email with a little bit of the discussion from Clymer to Dave regarding that, and then he gave a little bit of a description in number 3. I'm sure he'll be able to further explain when he comes in for the 7 o'clock council meeting.
Okay, the fact that he has memos for Paladinos and we understand that actually it's taking place. So, am I correct? That the finance director said that. Was it? No, it wasn't Paladino. I'm sorry. I get him. What's the property on the corner?
The
Bertiano, yeah. So no, I got it mixed up. That passed and they got their check today. It wasn't Palladino, excuse me. All right. Sometimes I speak before the, well, hello. You're gonna have to press your way to the front, push all those people, you've got to. Where's everybody tonight? All right. If they're like me, I felt like, some of you might not know who this is, okay? I felt like Dagwood once did, slid in just in time, because I have been running since I left here. All right, enough with me. Madam Clerk, if we can, let me see what we got. So so I'm understanding, 54, we're gonna move, 60, we'll move, and maybe 61.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, ma'am.
62 is new.
Yes, ma'am. That's regarding the building department. The gentleman we were trying to. So I don't think that's gonna move right now.
Okay, no, I don't think that's been any official discussion. So this is just for discussion. Okay, let's see what's next. How about that? There's nothing else over there. We have no department heads. Do you know if the police department will be represented tonight?
I wasn't told that no one wasn't going to be there. I'm sure we probably will have some.
Okay. Because something came up and I think we need to ask questions prior to the meeting. All right. This is a first, we have a law. I find it interesting, every time we have a work session, the same items are always are being carried over. And part of what I think I'd like for us to start doing in the new year, municipal complex, here we go, disaster recovery, all of those, they're listed every time. So sometimes, and we can even start with the municipal complex based on what happened in the meeting earlier today. And I'd like to commend my counterparts. I am so excited how different each one of you are thinking of different ideas to go forward on some of the things that we have been talking about for years. So, and those of you that were here, well, we can go back. It's just wonderful to think that you're kind of thinking through the different processes so that we can move forward. Municipal complex, disaster recovery plan, human resources, 5-year plan, recreation. Those are all things that, and needless to say, we keep saying, who keeps bringing it up. Ms. Scruggs,
Yes, ma'am.
when you're listed with recreation budget and events, and that's always a carryover on our work session, is there something special as to why we are carrying over, or what is it you're looking for?
I am not sure, other than the fact that we haven't talked about it yet. And I did want to, the initial reason why I had put or asked or requested that is I wanted to discuss the rates of the community center and what we would like to change those to for 2026, because there had been so much discussion about the rates not being as high as we needed. We were having a lot of renters that were renting the rooms and not taking care of the room, and so that it didn't cover the cost of the cleaning fee, and there's so many facets to it. So I did submit the rates proposal to Mayor Nicolich and Brian, and also Clymer, and just was waiting for the okay to, because normally that comes from the mayor. The mayor and the recreation director kind of talk about, what the rates would be, and it hadn't come yet because of whatever reason, so I submitted those rates, so we were just kind of waiting on that to say, okay, the mayor's in favor, we're gonna move to share this with the council, to get council's approval of the rates, and now we can open up reservations for 2026, and so we haven't been able to share that yet.
Well, ironically enough, and welcome the recreation directors here,
Okay.
and Mom. So if that's where we are, maybe we can ask the clerk to send a reminder and if it's appropriate, can we ask the director if she has seen that, if she's working on it?
So it's included also in our budget, and we were supposed to have our budget today, and we didn't have it, so we would have been able to talk about it today, I believe, with the recreation budget, so it's in there as well. So, so I guess on Monday, I don't know, whenever we have our recreation budget talk, it's all in there as well, so I kind of put it in a couple different places so it can reach council, but I didn't want to go around, working with administration to get the okay before, bringing it to council, but it's really just recommendation for raising rates.
Did you also include an increase in the rates, the assistance for using other facilities?
So this one was specifically for the community center. So it would include everything that was listed on our current contract, which was the community center rental for residents only, the repass rental for residents that have passed away, and then the employee rate for employees that wanted to use. So it was what was listed on our current contract. It did not include the park, which is, so I didn't raise the rate for that as a suggestion, but that can definitely be discussed as well. And I don't think there was anything else that we were renting outside of that room, that community room.
Well, so that we don't get in a quagmire, how about maybe at the next work session, share with the remainder of your colleagues
Sure.
whatever you submitted to the administration,
Yes.
and then we can support you in making this move
Move
forward.
faster,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, as she's been saying, we've been looking to find out about raising the rate for the
Can the record show who's speaking to you?
recreation director here. I've been waiting to sit down and talk about this, but there's just been so much breakfast with Santa, muffins with the mayor, townhouse meeting, breakfast. And so I got kind of lost in the sauce, waiting to sit down because of so many other activities that's been going forward that we hadn't gotten to that yet with all the other activities, with the mayor's activities going on, planning those, attending those and assisting with that. So we weren't able to sit down as of yet to discuss any of that.
Okay, well, hopefully you'll be present when we go through the recreation budget and whatever ideas, because I just, this is my opinion, in 26, God rest his soul, we'll be in good progress. There's no reason to hold back on, we have to move forward now. So it's just, and we want to do it in order, with some type of order and control and mutual respect as we move forward. Wait, comes the end of the hour. Front center, sir.
Take a seat, sir.
We have something in front of us that we can now discuss. If there's no more discussion on recreation, can we move on to something else?
Yes.
Can we move on? And excuse me, fellas, I got the ladies over here.
That's all right, that's all
I
right.
wasn't ignoring you,
No, that's just
Mr. Law Director, we have this number for you, and then we have this legislation on the work. So if you want to discuss it, if you think we should move it to the regular meeting, now's your chance.
Sure, I'm happy to discuss it.
Work session 54 is the sale of the property in Summit County that has been discussed before with council. It was moved to the Planning Commission per the procedure. Planning Commission has now approved it, and I would say that the time is right for council to consider it on its agenda.
We just did that the other day, so what, we had a meeting and that quickly?
No, the decision the other day was to send it to the Planning Commission.
Right.
When we sell the village property.
I got that, but have they met already?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, and that's
I can read the minutes.
the minutes from that were attached to my memo.
Yeah, Norman didn't read his minutes.
Yeah, well, and I was a little late getting the memo to people, and I
Thank you.
apologize about that.
I would like something.
Work session 60 is a yearly housekeeping resolution that the state requires us to pass if we want to use a online auction service to get rid of unneeded property, personal property. Not real estate, but things like fire engines, trucks, other stuff that we don't need. Tom Haba has used it for years. He says it's the quickest and most efficient and cheapest way to dispose of that property. Otherwise, we have to have a live auction, which gets expensive. So that is a housekeeping measure. And then 61 is Chief Pat's request to defer taxes on his employee contributions to the OTMS system, the pension system for him. The Ohio Police and Fire Pension System has a format that they use for a resolution to create the ability to do that. I was concerned about it because it makes it sound as if the village is paying Chief Tapp's personal contribution on his behalf. That's not what's intended at all. The OPMF representative indicated to me that the only intent of that resolution is if the village agrees to convey the deduction from his payroll to them. All right. And they sent me written confirmation of that. Dave has also sent a written confirmation that he does not intend or will not in the future ask the village to pay his employee contribution on his behalf. With that, I think it's advisable to go ahead and pass this.
And this is done on an individual basis each time this comes up, or is there just?
No, I believe we've now created the ability to do that with other fire department members, but I don't think there's anybody else that is paying OP&F pension through us right now.
So we won't have to do this if it comes up again?
I don't believe so.
Okay, all right.
And the police are already,
Oh, I didn't see you, Chief. I'm sorry.
the police are already part of this, but for fire, we just have to make that change. So
Okay,
it's a one time.
okay, and it's for the department after this?
Yes.
I understand, thank you. Okay, glad I didn't see you come in, I apologize. All right, so you have clarified that, so, do you have any questions?
No questions. I just, this is Councilperson Scruggs. I would like to request an executive, session after our meeting. I lost my paper on how I'm supposed to say it. For the, executive session to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
Thank you. So we will know that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we have about 5 minutes. Anything else? If not, we will, okay, yes, ma'am, clerk.
I just want to remind you, we will still need to vote to move those over to the regular agenda, each item.
How about that? Just talking about it, you just moved on. I apologize. About that. All right, can we start with 54? And that is it's work session item 54. And it's an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with James A. Palladino Trust to sell certain village land designated on the record of the Summit County Fiscal Officer as permanent parcel 33-00324 and declaring it an emergency. What number would that become after? Well, let's first do it. Go ahead.
You're not.
Oh,
Just ask for a motion.
okay.
So moved.
I need a motion to move 54 to the agenda.
I move that we authorize the mayor to enter into a contract with James A. Palladino Trust to sell village land designated on the records of the Summit County Fiscal Officer as permanent parcel number 33-00324.
Right.
Councilwoman Harden?
Okay, did you get it? There was a motion and a second. Okay, yes.
Councilman Lassiter?
Same.
Councilman Bliss?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scruggs?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mallard?
Yes.
Motion passed to become 2025-89.
Okay. And then we have work session number 60. Do you want me to read it or no?
Yeah.
Okay, I need a motion. Need a motion to move to
So moved.
second? You get a second?
I second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mallard?
Yes.
Councilwoman Scruggs?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harden?
Yes.
Councilman Bliss?
Yes.
Councilman Lassiter?
Same.
Motion has passed to become 2025-90.
Okay, may I get a motion to move work session 6-1 to the agenda tonight?
So moved.
Second. Roll call?
Councilwoman Mallott,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scribb,
Yes.
Councilman Bliss,
Yes.
Councilman Massey,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harden,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans.
Yes.
Motion passed to become 2025-91.
Okay, now we have 62.
That's the building department one.
Okay, no, okay. Right, sorry about that. Page 9. 62. Can't do it.
Sure. When are we gonna go through a lot of these, pieces of these, drafts of legislation that should be approved or either denied, or ordinance that's on this work session? I do feel that they've been on there for quite a while. Some of them just need to be removed so we can make this list down. Kind of reduce this list a little bit. Either we're gonna deal with it or move it to
So a lot
the
of,
agenda, or we're going to, I'm looking at, CRE Intelligent, I'm looking at, are we still into play with this, CEC renewable? With the solar, I don't know what's going, is there somewhere we can find out what's going on with that, or?
I need to speak with the company that wants to install it, their development.
On this right here, wasn't this the company that they placed a lot of information on, and they were supposed to build like a walkway or
Right.
solar panels up on where there's, but a lot of things, a lot of information had transpired with the state regarding this. Are they still going to pick up the actual?
They were in a little bit of a holding pattern to see what the state was going to do when I last talked. I will make a note and contact them right after the first of the year.
Okay, so we can find out, it's just something that just needs to be.
And if I may, Madam Chair,
I'm sorry, Mayor, you may have talked to them too.
this is Mayor Nichols. Hi. So Councilwoman Matlock, the one thing that you may recall is that we have a community benefit agreement that Lawyers for Good Government is going to help us draft. So those services, they're taking a bit long to come through, with their processes, but that is an aspect of that legislation. So once that's finalized, we can add that benefit to the agreement. So before we move forward, we'd love to go through that process with Lawyers for Good Government, where council administration, we can draft out what we'd like to add to the agreement. Jobs, clean energy jobs, that's a huge part of our climate action plan. Getting apprenticeships, clean energy job apprenticeships, those are things that we want to add into this agreement as opposed to, just allowing them to do the agreement without adding in those type of details. So those lawyers will break down all of the things that we could include to ensure Oakwood is getting the best benefit from the deal.
Have you sent any communication to the lawyers to get some ideas?
Well, they confirmed that we were a part of the program, but I guess the process to, get the lawyers to review that is an ongoing process.
What about the company that's actually the CEP Renewables? I know that there is something being held up in the state or something like that. Okay, so that's not what we were talking about with the lawyers, the good lawyers council. We were asking about CEP Renewables Ohio. We just want to know where it's at so we can kind of clean this list up a little bit. There's a lot on this list right now.
There was a House bill. I can't recall the number. It may be House, I don't want to misspeak, but there was a House bill that they were waiting to see if that went through before, we actually pass this legislation. So they were trying to, run and get us to sign the legislation before that passed, but I think we should wait
No,
to see.
that's what I'm saying, we should wait
We should wait.
to do it, but I just wanted to find out from you.
I'll check with them on the status and communicate that to the council.
Okay, thank you,
over there.
that's good.
Okay. Any other questions on that particular project?
If I have one comment, I appreciate the effort, because I think my fellow council person was saying the idea of kind of cleaning up some of the items and maybe just a little bit of the work session details as we're starting the conversation. And I appreciate that, and I'm also learning as I go as a new council member, so it gives me, just seeing it on the agenda gives me just a little more time to try and catch up. And since I'm no longer the newest council member, it may also give my fellow council member a little bit of time. There's a lot to learn, but I'm sensitive to that because we want to make sure we continue to operate efficiently, but I just wanted to reflect, I do agree in spirit with my fellow council person's idea of trying to trim that. And at the same time, I respect that some of these things take a little bit longer when folks are engaged. So that was it.
Also, I'm looking at the one, the WS 28-2000 or 225, the emergency ordinance amending the rebate program for recreation facility membership fees established by ordinance number 211-05.
We're waiting on Ms. Davis.
Waiting on Ms. Davis.
Ms. Davis is working on that, so.
Okay,
we're waiting on
that's what I just
confirmation.
I'm just going down the list on these, some of these items have been on here for a matter of 4 or 5 months. And it was just time to kind of look at them, move them over, and make a decision on them, yes or no, and move them off of the session. That was it.
We're kind of waiting on those. 43 is in regards to the charter. We're waiting on whenever you guys move that over so you can actually have that discussion to work on the charter. And 16 is in regards to Mr. Leota, so we're waiting on that as well.
And the charter, start becoming kind of time sensitive by January. Make them a.
Just gotta make the ballot.
Mr. Lawler, could you say it a little louder, please?
I'm sorry, there's going to be, the charter issue is gonna be kind of, start becoming time sensitive after the turn of the year, in order to make the May election. It will need to be submitted in its final form to the Board of Elections, around March 1st.
And the process would be, and we can make that a priority when we come back in session, the
Yes.
first week in January?
Yeah.
We'll start the process.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Any other comments or questions? If not, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make the motion to adjourn work session.
Second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Scruggs,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harder,
Yes.
Councilman Bliss,
Yes.
Councilwoman Matlock,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Yes.
Councilman Laster.
Yes.
Davis not here. Motion passed, meeting is adjourned.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Can we start the meeting tonight? The pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilwoman Harder,
Yes.
Councilman Bliss,
Present.
Councilwoman Scruggs,
Present.
Councilwoman Evans,
Present.
Councilwoman Matlock, Councilman Laster,
Present.
Mayor Nikovich,
Present.
Laura Clymer,
Present.
Finance Director Thompson,
Here.
Service Director Howell,
Here.
Fire Chief Tapp,
Here.
Police Chief Garrett.
Captain Freeman's in there for Chief Garrett.
Building Chief Walker,
Here.
Building Engineer Jones, Rec Director Gator.
Here.
Has everyone had an opportunity to read the minutes that's listed, March 7th, work session and council meeting, and October 28th, finance committee meeting? Have we had an opportunity to look at them? Okay, if so, all right, may we please vote on these minutes, please? May I get a motion to approve the minutes for March 7th, work session minutes, please?
I make a motion to approve the March 7th work session minutes.
Second, please. Can I get a second? There is no second to approve the minutes?
Oh, second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Harden,
Yes?
Councilman Bliss,
Question, I wasn't on the council at that time, so I don't feel.
You don't have to abstain.
Yeah, I'm abstaining, yeah.
Councilwoman Scruggs,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
I abstain.
Councilwoman Mallott.
Yes.
Councilwoman,
Oh, sustain, I'm sorry, that's last meeting.
No, we're back in March.
Oh, yes.
Councilman Lastly.
Abstain.
Okay, so motion passed. Wait, well, only 4 people. Motion passed.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the minutes for the council meeting of March 7th?
I make a motion to approve the council meeting for March 7th.
Second, please.
I second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Harden,
Yes?
Councilman Bliss,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Scruggs,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Mallott,
Yes.
Councilman Lastry.
Abstain.
Motion passed.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve the minutes for October 28th, 2025 for the finance committee meeting?
I make a motion to approve the finance committee meeting minutes. I second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Matlock,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harden,
Yes.
Councilman Bliss,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Scruggs,
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Yes.
Councilman Lastry.
Abstain.
Okay, motion passed.
All right, next, clerk, Madam Clerk, do we have any correspondence to share, please?
Other than I hope everyone have a happy holiday with their family, I do not have anything at the moment.
And we have departmental reports. We're gonna start with the mayor.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Wanted to start with our town hall. We had our final town hall on December 19th. It was well attended. The weather's been bad. It's been challenging for all of our events, but we got a good turnout on last Friday. We had an opportunity to introduce our new council members. They had an opportunity to speak and talk about their views and thoughts on their platform for their wards and for the council at large set. We had legislative updates relating to short-term rentals and property tax reform. Just real quick on short-term rentals, there is a Senate bill coming down that would prevent municipalities from regulating short-term rentals. So council had been in discussion about short-term rentals, so we had discussed kind of moving that forward with getting that drafted, how we wanted to deal with short-term rentals and making sure that we were able to take a first stab at what that would look like for Oakwood before that came down, because once that comes down, the Senate bill, we will be prevented from having an overall say. So in short, there may be more nuances to it, but the idea is that we want to be first to determine how short-term rentals are governed in Oakwood. So just another hint to get that before council as soon as possible.
We have one drafted as of today. I haven't been able to finalize it. And as I understand it, and I haven't had a chance to confirm it, the legislature did not carry through with the prohibition, as I understand it, but there may be another effort going forward.
Okay,
But we have a little more time than we thought.
okay, that's great.
It'll be on the agenda next meeting.
Okay, great. And so we had, it was interactive so that the residents were able to discuss how they felt about it. A lot of them said outright prohibition. Some of them said, look at the legislation for group homes. How do we then eat and talk and remember all the things that are great about Oakwood? So the tree lighting ceremony was a huge success. So thank you for all who braved the climate to come on out. And I believe that's it for now. Thank you, Madam President.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, next we have the law director.
Thank you, Madam President. I've already reported everything I was going to report tonight, so I have no report right now. I'm happy to answer questions. I would ask that we add to our executive session the consideration of the sale of the village asset, so. Happy to answer, or play stump the lawyer, answer the questions, whatever.
We can do that.
Yes, you can.
Thank you, sir. We'll try. Okay, our next report comes from our finance director.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Just a few brief comments. We have closed out November of '25. Just a recap on our general fund balance. We started the year at $678,252. We ended unencumbered at $2,342,000. After encumbrances, $2,151,000. All funds, we started the year with approximately $1.4 million. Before encumbrances, we had $3.1 million, and after encumbrances, $2.9 million. As we speak now, my clerk is, not my clerk, but my staff is making copies. We'll submit to the clerk for review of our next finance committee meeting, and we'll forge into closing out year end for '25. And we've just been working hard with reviewing all the budgets for 2026. And that would complete my report. Thank you.
Any additions or corrections, any comments? I'd like to state that this council has worked very diligently to meet the county's time commitment. Going forward, I'm understanding there might be some concerns on how we are going to handle it, and that is with partial appropriations. And the reason for that is the fact that we are not ready with all the figures. So the fact that we've done it in the past might be not best practice, but that's where we find ourselves. So in light of full disclosure, we are going to pass the budget timely, but we will be using the partial appropriations. Any questions? All right. Service Director, Tom Howland.
Thank you, Madam President. Just want to state, like most cities surrounding us, we were picking up leaves yesterday with a thaw and all day today, and we did finish, so that'll be it for leaves for the year. I know a lot of cities around our bigger cities weren't able to pick them all up today, so they'll be out Friday, I'm sure they'll pick them up. And I'm happy to take any questions.
Well, you're gonna have a nice Christmas because most people will be at the beach. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Our engineer's not here tonight. Fire Chief, Tat, Big Tat.
Thank you, Madam President. Fire-related news, we got our last ambulance back from the shop today, so we're at full staff again. All our vehicles are running and back and repaired, which is a good sign. Former Mayor Gary Goshawk's house caught on fire about 2 weeks ago. We met with the insurance company and the state fire investigator out there today with them, and it was deemed electrical. So just be aware that if you're plugging any space heaters in your home, do not plug them into extension cords. Make sure they go directly into an outlet. There was a faulty extension cord, but it was deemed electrical, so there was no other hazards from that. So, and I'm here for questions.
Questions? I don't know if anybody saw, Chief, on Channel 19, they did a special on the difficulty that departments are having obtaining vehicles, fire trucks. Second only to the police departments having difficulty getting their vehicles retrofitted.
Yes.
And they discussed the cost, unbelievable.
It's doubled in the last couple of years.
So
It's amazing.
I think we got just a little bit ahead of the rush. Right? Housing inspector?
Thank you, Madam President. Building department, our report is really short at this time due to the season. We are currently still in training with our new software, and we will be signing up for training throughout the rest of the winter as far as being ready for this upcoming property maintenance season. We will address with the residents. We will like to focus on power washing and scrape and paint. And we will look into seeing if we can come up with any assistance with our senior citizens and our disabled veterans. And any questions at this point? Well, not at this time. I'm going to reach out to
And I have a quick question of you.
yes.
Roland. Just like we're trying to get ahead of the short-term rental issue, where are we in working with our current ordinances to update them so that, have we stopped registering property? Where are we doing anything with rentals?
We're not doing anything at rentals due to the fact that I am awaiting for Safe Bill to address where we are with the status as far as the ordinance. Also, like I stated before in the past, I would definitely have to have assistance in doing those inspections. And we're still in the process of working towards potential hire, bless you, potential hire with part-time inspection. So as soon as Safe Bill gets back with me and our law director, then we have more information.
Okay, because we're getting further and further behind in that process, and we're getting more and more property being purchased and is rental property. So that is a major issue. So anything that we can do to get you up to snuff with the staffing, because I don't know about the council, we can rest of council, but that is a priority to get the process in place. It will change the complexion of this whole community if we don't have a handle on it.
Well, as the building manager representing Oakwood, I fully understand and support that as well. But at the same time, you know, we are working with Safe Bill, and we just need to make sure that's in return with Safe Bill working with Oakwood. And I'll leave it at that.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, police department. May you speak with captain? A report from the captain.
Thank you, Madam President. I just have a few things, just a couple of reminders for everybody. No parking in Oakwood. If you didn't know that, there is no parking on the streets in Oakwood. So if you need to park, you need to call the police department, get parking permission, especially with the snow and time even plowing right now. So try to keep your vehicles off the roadway. Also, we had a situation last week, kind of like if you guys know what porch pirates are, the people that drive around and steal your packages off your porch or your front stoop. We had a situation last week where a driver came and picked up somebody's package. It was found out to be an inside job, but with that being said, I just want to let everybody know about these doorbell cameras. So the lady had her doorbell camera on, which recorded the guy coming up, picking up her package, and there was a picture of his van. So we got a picture of his van, put it in the flock cameras that we've been talking to you guys about. Officers were able to identify the vehicle, pulled him over a week later, and found out that it was an inside job at FedEx. Sounds like somebody from FedEx had her return it to FedEx or put it outside her door, and they came and picked it up. So, but we ended up finding out who it was. So we got the phone company hooked up with FedEx, and they found out it was an inside scam. So those doorbells cameras really do work. So if you can get one, I would advise you to do that. Also, with the holiday season, we are looking for impaired drivers. There are a lot of holiday parties, family gatherings, everybody's drinking. So just be careful with that because we have extra patrol out for OBIs and impaired drivers this holiday season. Any questions? Drink at home, yeah. Stay home.
Stay home.
Correct.
Thank you, Captain.
Sure.
All right, recreation? We have a report?
Madam President, well, we closed out our year with our Winter Wonderland Ball. It was great. It was an awesome time. And we're looking forward to next year. We have some interesting things planned for the villagers. Hope you guys turn out, come out to the functions. You missed a great opportunity to come out, those that didn't come out to the ball. But next year we have some great things planned. And that pretty much concludes my report. And again, I want to thank Tanya for always being there, giving me the hand that I need, and getting these things up and running. Any questions?
I have a question. I'm taking chair privilege tonight. I want to say thank you. Even though I qualify for the Wednesday senior sessions, I haven't actually participated. But recently I started coming, and I have seen such a change, positive change in the overall demeanor and atmosphere. It's quite enjoyable. So I want to say thank you. I don't know what the magic formula is.
Just little me.
Yeah. Good answer.
But the people are very relaxed and they are enjoying the meals and the different events that you're sponsoring. So keep up the good work and thank you. All right, that's the end of our reports. Let's open the floor for comment. Anyone you want to approach council? Absolutely.
Like to, please. I'm here from the County Board of Developmental Disabilities. Just wanted to reintroduce ourselves to you. My name is Rachel Silsky. I'm the Chief Business Officer for the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities. Every year we try to have one of our directors attend a city council meeting in each city, just to remind you of the work that we're doing. This year I'd like to start by recognizing an important milestone for Cuyahoga DD. This is the 20th anniversary of our last levy. We have not gone on the ballot in 20 years. Very proud of that. 2/3 of our $150 million budget comes from a 3.9 mil continuous levy that was last passed by Cuyahoga County voters in 2005. From birth to adulthood, we support people with developmental disabilities to live their best lives. Our mission is to support and empower people with disabilities to live, learn, work, and play in the community. Last year, we served 44 people with disabilities in Oakwood Village. We serve about 15,000 people community or countywide. Over the last 20 years, our levy has supported people with developmental disabilities through early intervention services, therapies such as OT and PT and speech. We do consultative services to support students in school, transition services for young adults graduating from school, housing and employment supports, and assistive technology. Levy funding also allows Cuyahoga DD to make strategic investments in the community. Since 2021, we have granted nearly $1 million in support over 50 community libraries, arts and culture, and rec and leisure organizations in making their programs and physical spaces accessible to people of all abilities. In 2021, Oakwood Village received one of our grants to pay for recreational programming and some sports equipment. In addition to our work supporting people with disabilities in Cuyahoga County, we strive to be a resource for communities. So we would welcome the opportunity to talk more about how we can best support the residents of Oakwood Village. And thank you for your time, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Don't leave the podium. Anybody have any questions? I was at a meeting at someone's home recently, and I didn't know that, because this is a young adult that needs some help. So you just stated that you're available to address the general public?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to take anybody, any information or have somebody from our communications department reach out, or someone specifically who works in employment services, helping people get jobs in the community, or housing, helping people find places to live. We have a broad range of services. We're the kind of organization that people don't really know about until they need us, but we're there when they do. So yeah, I'm very happy to leave business cards today. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
You're a welcome source.
Thank
And you
you.
will be hearing from this community.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Madam Chair, if I may, I would just want to say that your organization has been a tremendous support to my family. Many resources, many things to help support my family and the people in my family that need those services. So thank you. I'm a testimony to what you do, all that you give, and thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. I'm not only an employee, but I'm also a parent of a person who receives services. So that's nice to hear. Thank you.
Can I ask you one thing? Do you deal with any transportation?
We do. We help link people to transportation, to and from work, anything that their Medicaid services won't cover, and sometimes we can just be helpful. Even we have Medicaid liaisons too who can help work with job and family services to help people if they're having issues with their Medicaid. So broad spectrum of supports.
Thank you.
Sure.
Give our clerk your card.
I just handed my stack over there. So.
Okay.
It's okay, I'm the one who she spoke with.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Anyone else would like to address council with a Merry Christmas?
Thank you. Same to you.
No comments? Well, council, do we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas?
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
This is a bird?
Happy New Year.
All right.
So on key.
I would like to say something. I say that on behalf of myself and my family, my mom and dad, I would like to thank everybody up here for all that all of you all do. Thank you so much. You keep us, keep us informed, you keep us safe, Thank you for everything, all of you. Thank you.
Thank
You're very welcome. All right. Mr. Law Director. All right, do it. I think we're on roll now.
Okay. Thank you, Madam President. First on the agenda, items 2025-37 amended through 42 amended. Those are presently on the table. I do not believe they're right to come off the table at this point. They've already been read 3 times. Next item on the agenda, ordinance 2025-81, an ordinance establishing the Oakwood Community Garden and declaring an emergency. This is on second reading.
Can we be consistent, since we only have another meeting before the year is over? Can we table this one and just deal with these beginning of meeting?
Well, I'm not sure it's necessary. It's on second reading.
Okay, I just want to make sure everybody knows that rather than deal with it, we can wait, we'll wait, it's okay.
Yeah, we don't have sufficient people to suspend the rules anyway.
How about that? All right, third reading. Thank you, Mr. Law Director.
Next item on the agenda is ordinance 2025-82, an ordinance approving the terms and conditions of a temporary employment services agreement with Robert Half, Inc. For an assistant to the mayor and declaring an emergency. This is on second reading. Next item, ordinance 2025-86, a resolution of condolences to the family of Michael P. Parrish. This is on first reading. Next item, ordinance 2025-80, former work session 2025-54. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with the James A. Palladino Trust to sell certain village land designated on the records of the Summit County Fiscal Officer as permanent parcel number 33-00324 and declaring an emergency. This is on first reading. Second, next item, ordinance 2025-90, which is the former 2025-work session-60. A resolution declaring the intent of the Village of Oakwood to dispose of personal property as having become obsolete, unnecessary, or unfit for village use through internet auctions during the calendar year 2026 and declaring an emergency. That is on first reading. And finally, resolution 2025-91, former 2025 work session 61, a resolution to establish a pickup plan for purposes of permitting employees of the fire department who are eligible to participate in the Ohio Police and Fire Pension Fund to defer taxes on their employee contributions to said fund and declaring an emergency.
First reading.
And again, that's on first reading. And that concludes our agenda for the evening, mercifully. To borrow the term of a former law director.
Law director, you're good, we listen to. All right, that ends our legislation. There's nothing else?
Motion for executive session.
You want to do what?
I want to make a comment about that because it's a lot.
About which one?
Basically, the instructors
I haven't heard what you said. Councilman Paige Madlock would like to have a discussion or ask or give us some information on the situation, and what is that?
No, first I received a letter in the mail about the soul food class that there was an instructor up at the community center for a soul food class. Now, I don't know what actually, I just need to ask a couple of questions because I do believe that I owe the resident at least an answer or some information regarding the concerns that they had. The concern that the resident had was there was soul food classes that are being conducted up at the community center. And the instructor that is actually doing the soul food class was convicted of manslaughter. I just want to know one question. I know that there has been a temporary job agency that is placing employees in 2 positions here in Oakwood. And this may have to go to you, the police. Are you given that information so that you can do like background checks on these individuals before they are brought into employment with Oakwood? Or with any employee? I mean, I know you do background checks.
Yeah.
On individuals.
Yes, we do.
And even though, I owe them an explanation. I don't know if they're on tonight reviewing, but their concern was that, not that the person, well, basically the person was convicted of manslaughter, but also that none of the residents were informed of this. And it's a whole mark of transparency that you should tell the individuals or the residents of something of that nature. That's all I have to say. So if you don't do them, I was just looking at something that must have just came up.
Madam Chair.
As far as a temporary agency placing individuals.
Excuse me, the mayor wants to speak.
Sure, I think there may be a little, residents may hear a lot of things. But let me first say that I'm a huge proponent of reentry. I'm sure there's tons of uncles, cousins, brothers that made mistakes 20 years ago. Okay? And we're not gonna keep digging this up and convicting them of something that they've already served time for. Okay?
Okay.
So let me finish, and the main point is, Mr. Camp is a member of my senior advisory committee. He showed up willing to volunteer his time. He is not on the payroll. He is not teaching children. He is not in any way associated or with the employment as an employee of the village. And I would say that, if you're an employee or if you're working with children, that would trigger those background checks. This is an adult man who had a conviction 20 years ago, okay? Served his time, he got his degree as a chef, he's owned several restaurants, and he wanted to volunteer his time. So I just think it's unfortunate.
Can I say something?
That,
Go ahead. You finish?
people want to drag people down.
Okay.
It's very ugly.
Well, I'm glad you
respond.
It's very
I'm glad
ugly.
you have
If-
decided.
May I
Well,
finish saying what I'm
no,
saying?
Right now.
Yes, I'm
Well,
still
go ahead.
speaking. And I think it's a situation where you have someone who has worked hard to contribute to society and to keep digging up his past. It's just cruel.
Well, I'm
And
sorry.
wrong. And I support reentry, Mr. Camp, and his willingness to volunteer. We've had several residents come out and participate in these classes, and we had a ton of fun. Okay? Now, people running around trying to dig up this information on people who are trying to benefit the community, shame on you. And shame on you for trying to bring Mr. Camp down when he's only trying to support this community.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Okay, so since she said that to the resident, okay, the resident only had a concern. And as a council person, I am the one that she came to, so I have to bring the concern to the table. I didn't know that it's you, but I guess now you've made it very clear. But the point is, I'm in tune for that too. It's just transparency. That is it. And the individual, the resident, just wanted to know if we knew. Okay? That's it. And since they brought it, any resident, if they bring it to my attention and it needs to be brought forth to council, then I'm going to bring it to them. I'm not going to clutch these pearls and hold on to any information that council should know. And that's basically it.
Now, Chair, can I make a comment also?
Yes, you can.
I just want to say that I too support reentry, and I always believe that, there but for the grace of God go I. And I also want to highlight the fact that one of the most beloved restaurants here in Cleveland, Edwin's Restaurant, which just moved to the 9 Towns Old location. I mean, that's their whole business model. So I didn't know the deeper levels of discussion on this, but I appreciate that. And I'm someone who's had to go through background checks, FBI level government certifications in the past, but that's because I was on the Shaker School Board, I'm working with children. So I just think that I applaud the effort. I appreciate constituents' concerns, because believe it or not, that's what we're here for, is to serve our constituents. But I think this was a healthy conversation that we had, because it's important, and again, there, but for the grace of God go I. So I just want to add that to it, so thank you.
Well, I think we all agree with re-entry. Okay, but I'm just saying, I'm bringing the information up because a resident asked a question. And if a resident asks a question and sends in a letter, what do I do? Throw the letter away? Or do I ask the question? I ask the question. That's my job. That's what they voted me in for. I'm asking the questions. I'm doing the work. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to do. The work of the people, the work of the residents. And whatever questions they have, whatever resolution that I can get, then it's fine. She answered the question, she said it. What do I say? Hopefully the resident is on, maybe she's here, maybe they're listening, and they heard the response. That's it.
So I guess for me, this is Councilperson Tanya Scruggs, it's still gray. So what is our stance? Is our stance that contractors, because I'm assuming that this person was a contractor or a volunteer. So we have contractors, we have volunteers, and then we have staff. We know that staff go through background checks. We know that we have contractors that are also now working with our residents and working in conjunction with recreation. That made my wheels start turning. Well, what about our dance instructors and our karate instructors and our people, everybody that is working with our residents? If we're going to put them in front of our residents, are we saying that we are not going to do a check because we haven't done a check? I know for a fact that we haven't done a check on these recreation people. Are we going to do a check? Should we do a check? And now I'm thinking, if I'm in that position to say that I'm putting this person, and I am standing behind this person as a council, I need to understand what the history is. And as a resident, if I was coming into that space, I kind of would want to know what I'm walking into. And I'm not saying that we need to know everybody's business, but if we're going to say as a council, we're all for reentry, but we just need to be transparent with our residents. We really shouldn't, in my mind, just be like, we don't know what's going on. So I'm kind of wondering from council, moving forward, what is our thought for contractors? What is our thought for volunteers? I already know what our thought is for employees. So maybe that needs to be a conversation on a work session. What does that look like? If it doesn't look like anything, we just, business as usual, but it does deserve some time to sit and talk, because the residents do need to feel comforted that we're comfortable with putting someone in front of them and leading them, and we're good.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Excuse me.
I just want to add a quick comment to that. I completely agree with that, and I think that's a great idea. I think we might also be able to find out from our law director some insight around that, and maybe what other similarly situated cities are doing in that regard as well, because this isn't a novel idea. There's got to be something in other communities that addresses that. We have volunteers, which are in a different category than people who are contracted by the city or staffed by the city. So I think that's a fantastic idea, and I think we could, with a bit of research, be able to come back and maybe in a work session and look at similar situated cities, best practices, all those kind of things. But I think it's a good topic.
Any other comments? I'll make one. This is a perfect example of what we do. If there is and maybe it's a good idea to have a reentry program. Captain? Something you might want to think about. Get involved. Look at that.
We don't have it in the police department.
Unfortunately, the other way, out entry or something.
Yeah. Well, some communities might have, I'm just saying, because it is a police matter, does it rise to that? I don't know. So the fact that it was brought to a council person's attention, and I will tell you, it was brought to my attention also. So whoever felt the need to speak on it, so if that, I think your thoughts are well positioned, Councilperson Scruggs. If in fact this is something that we're interested in, a reentry program here, or was that just a particular individual? But the fact that the question has come up. Ms. Director, you too.
Yes.
Thank you. We need to know where the community stands. Is that an issue? Okay, it's not a legal issue, okay?
I have some thoughts, I'm not going to share them right now.
I understand. Thank you. But we will, it was brought to the floor, and we will look into it, how it should be handled. Should we have a general practice? But in the meantime, well, I won't even ask that question. We'll leave that alone. But I was questioned too with this particular individual. All right, so in that, let me ask just one more. Captain.
Yes.
So you only do background checks when asked to do so?
Yeah, well, usually like, say like the service department hires a guy to do plowing or a new worker. He gives me their application and I do a background check on them, just to see if they have any criminal record or they're valid drivers in cases of snowplow drivers like that. So yeah, all employees, supposedly I get a background check from the director, the head of the department. They'll give me the application and I'll do a background check for them. Then I'll give them the results of the background check. Now for the police department, we do a background check as well, but we also send everything down to the FCI and DCI and get a report from the state and from the federal government. But that's for the police department.
Well, the fact that Councilperson Scruggs did not just reveal, but in transparency, there are people that are conducting classes. We need to know who's here. So we can look into it. We can have further discussion on that. Okay, any other comments? All right. If not, then do we have any more questions? Do we have a question?
I don't have a question, but I would like to comment.
Absolutely. Could you come up and?
Yeah, sure. As someone who works in reentry programs for the last almost 5 years, 7 years now, second chances, of course, is a thing, but I think what Councilwoman Matlock raised is more to process than actually having it or not having it. So you shouldn't be discussing people's names and records, but the community can feel more comfortable about what you're doing if you have a process to it. So you don't pick and choose who you're going to, even though people have had situations that have happened 20 years ago, it's a process. So every volunteer goes through X process. So you deal with it through a process, so everyone goes through it, but then you analyze what you're dealing with case by case because every individual has a different situation. So I think it goes back to having a process for it and knowing that every volunteer, as Councilwoman Scruggs brought up, is going to go through this process, which is not clear right now, even in this conversation. What is going to happen after today with every volunteer? So that when you get those letters, you can say, this is the process. They've been through a check. There was a conversation. So that, I just wanted to say that.
Well, as usual, I just want to say thank you. You bring some clarity and summary to this. And this isn't something we just want to discuss and forget about. And I did not address my concerns to the captain or the law director by chance. I think it's something we should really look into and have a process. Because I didn't even think about the fact that we have people giving dance classes and whatever. So we'd like to commit to the community that we will look into this, and we will have a process. We will have a process. Thank you. Anything else? All right. That's it. I want to make sure that all minds are clear.
We have a resident that would like to.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, very much. And pray for the community.
Yes.
Pray for the community. All right, if there's nothing, can I get a motion to go into executive session?
I make a motion to go into executive session.
And for the
For
purpose?
the purpose.
For the purpose to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official and
Thank you. And if we may add to your motion for the discussion of the sale of public property.
for the discussion of the sale of public property.
Good. Very good.
All right, first, second.
I second that motion.
All right. Councilwoman Scruggs?
Yes.
Councilman Laster?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harding?
Yes.
Councilwoman Evans?
Yes.
Councilman Bliss?
Yes.
Councilwoman Matlock?
Yes.
Motion passed. To go into executive session.
Thank you, former council lady, Ms. Candace, thank you.
7 to 8 is good. That's just for us tonight, I guess.
Thank you.
I talked to you about my client.
When I was